Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in.
Welcome, welcome.
Glad you can make it in.
Yes, glad we had power for this one, Bill.
Yeah, hey, hold on, let me cut this off. I'm actually over my daughter's house, so I still don't have power. So I'm making the best of what I have, and she was
That's it.
gracious enough to give me a place to set up, and that's what I'm doing.
We are thankful for her. Yes.
We are. Let's see who's all in here. Cruise Vet Adventures is in here. Eddie Lugo, welcome in, my friend. Destination Fun, thanks for being here. Scroll's Nest, waiting patiently. Thanks for coming in. So Scott, are you well rested from your trip?
I can't say I'm well rested. I can't say that it probably wasn't the craziest thing that I've done flying cross country for this 2-day worst American rated cruise. So I don't know.
Well, and a lot of people wouldn't have done that just for the 2-day thing. It's like you spend all that money for just 2 days. I could see maybe adding this on to another cruise, maybe just to try it out.
Yes, I would definitely say it's an addition to cruise, or like we'll get into later in the show, people actually use this almost as kind of like a ferry down to Nassau or Freeport, Bahamas, excuse me.
And I'm curious about that. I've never heard anybody that has done it and really talked about it a whole lot. They brought it up really quickly, but they didn't really expand on what that's like.
It was definitely different than any other cruise that I have taken before. I will say that, but it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. That's a little teaser for you guys. It really wasn't that bad. So,
and let's start it off. Scott, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody. People new here, and introduce yourself, and then say a little bit of something about your channel.
Absolutely. So. I am Scott from Controversial Cruising. I am here live with my friend Bill. I basically take the most controversial topics that are surfacing the cruise area, and I report about them. I also go on a lot of cruises myself, so I give you some ship tours, some reviews, and just so ironically that this was one of the most controversial cruise ships, so I decided I had to hop on.
Hey, I'd like to welcome in Nick Frigo. Welcome in, Nick. And Nick, we're going to get to your question. Scott, can you see his question? Make sure we answer that question when we get down to that point.
Yeah.
My name is Bill. I'm from Warm Strong Adventures. I'd like to welcome you in. And for those of you that are in my chat, if you type #strong in my chat, it'll drop your link and you can connect with other creators, other supporters in the group. So #strong. And let me get back to the chat and go down a little bit. Tripping with Dre and Michelle. Yo. Tripping with Dre and Michelle. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So let's go ahead and I guess hop on into it, Scott.
All right. So let's start from basically what I call an add-on cruise. So I was lucky enough to actually fly into Fort Lauderdale, and I was able to connect with another one of my friends down there, Richard from No Pants Profit. So if you guys haven't seen this vlog I'm about to talk to, you can go and see his channel, Richard at No Pants Profits. So basically what we did was we met, ironically, my cruise roommate, which I'll get into later, Brady, and Richard and myself have all met for the first time. We are going to take you on a tour basically of things to do as far as drinking and brewery tours to take you on in South Florida as you make your way from Fort Lauderdale all the way back up to West Palm Beach, where I was staying for the night, where Margaritaville of the Sea kind of takes place. So without that, and this is my thank you to you, Richard, without that, this definitely, I don't know, would have been worth it. It's not something for 2 days that you can fly all the way across country for. Now, if you're in Fort Lauderdale or Florida, yeah, great. But yes. So I went around, we toured I would say 4 or 5 different locations there. I am not going to go into that because then this is going to pour this well over into an hour. So if you guys want to see exactly where we went, we had a lot of fun. Some of it I don't remember. Some of it I do. And it was a really good experience. So we went around, we toured around. He dropped us off at the hotel and then woke up the very next day to get on this Margaritaville at Sea Paradise.
Okay. Hey, Eddie Lugo's in the house. I am Betty J. Gathers. Welcome in.
Hey, Betty J. And like I was saying, too, a lot of people use this for a few different reasons. If you are already down in, let's say, the South Florida area or just in the Florida area, and you are connecting, let's say you were getting off a Carnival cruise and you wanted a little bit more, or you were getting off a Royal cruise and you wanted a little bit more, you get on Jimmy Buffett at the Sea, either before or after, and it kind of extends that vacation for you, extends that kind of cruise experience. You're still able to, be on a ship for longer than you would be home. So it's really good for that. And now I will answer you, Nick, as far as the ferries go. So a lot of people will get on that first day, just like I did, and then they will disembark actually that second day when we go into Freeport, and then they will go and stay at resorts or hotels or all-inclusives and then connect it with the cruise line. I don't know exactly how, but they connect it with the cruise line on the way back. So that is another very popular thing that I found out.
Yeah.
And these, I'm still actually wearing my drink package. If you want to know, yes, this actually still works.
No, I was about to say, does it work now?
I don't know if it doesn't work now, but.
Hey, I'd like to welcome in the Mustard Drill. Welcome in, my friend. Rock the Boat, Clock Family Adventures, No Pants Profits. Welcome in, my friends.
Hey, guys.
It's out of West Palm Beach, and I remember one time I flew into Fort Lauderdale to cruise out of Miami, and the Bright Line is what they talk about, the train that goes between the 3 places.
Yes.
Well, I actually did that, and it wasn't bad. It was an easy flight, cheaper flight to get into Fort Lauderdale. So I would assume it's the same thing with West Palm Beach. I could fly into Fort Lauderdale because usually Fort Lauderdale for me is cheaper, and fly in there and then take the train right over. And again, it's only 2 days, so how much am I packing? So I shouldn't have much luggage. So yeah, that's something to think about.
Exactly.
But
I used the Bright Line on the way back because I was fortunate enough to have Richard when I flew it. So,
Will G, welcome in, my friend. So how was and again, I've never been on it, and I've always wanted to go on Margaritaville. What was the boarding process like?
So that's what I'll also say too. So I have a lot of props here to show you guys. Myself and Brady decided to go for what they call faster to chill. And now faster to chill, there's a couple different levels, but basically, essentially, faster to chill was only $100, and it was kind of the lowest level of embarkation, priority boarding, and priority deboarding. It also gave you certain seating in the dining room. It also gave you certain seating at the production shows. And then basically you wore this waterproof VIP bracelet here the entire time. And it just kind of showed the staff that you were either faster to chill or licensed to chill. So I do have to say the embarkation process took no longer than 15 minutes.
Okay.
15 minutes. And we did get a license to chill lounge, which all of the who chose the upgrade got this lounge. There was basically some pastries, some muffins. I think there were some rumors on the internet that there was some free alcohol in there. However, I will debunk that right now. There was no free alcohol. There was some free coffee.
No. Hey, welcome in Discover by Bahamas. We live on the island and use the ship almost monthly one way and love it. It costs us around the same to fly as flying. When you calculate the bags, cruise lines does not show this option, so you must call. That's a good option. Thank you for stopping in.
I couldn't believe, honestly, and I will say, there was only about 550, 575 passengers on this ship. It was a much smaller ship, much like an older Carnival ship, much like an older Royal ship. Well, not an older Royal ship, but an older Carnival ship, a much smaller ship. The passengers changed from day 1 to day 2 because of that transfer out in Freeport, Bahamas. So we got a lot of people going off, and we had a lot of people coming back on. So the faces changed.
Okay. Must drill. There's a specific way to book the selling if you're going to stay at a resort and sell back. So it's not just you just decide to do it. You have to book it ahead of time.
Correct.
Which makes sense, because I was asking you earlier about that. How do they manage the space on the ship, especially for the return trip? What if nobody got off and you didn't have any cabins? So you have to book it ahead of time. So that makes sense.
Yes. Yep.
Embarkation Nation, welcome in.
Welcome in, Jennifer. And also on that too, I do want to personally thank Jennifer for stepping in yesterday and doing the wonderful live that you and Bill did. I did watch that actually twice today. So
thank you, Jennifer. Embarkation Nation.
Yes.
And again, for everybody,
go check them out.
Yep. If you haven't checked out Embarkation Nation, check them out. They need some watch hours, so go over there and give them some watch hours. Embarkation Nation. So hopefully they'll drop their link and you can get over there and help support them. I love their channel. And I love all the channels, yes. But we're gonna try maybe concentrate on a couple of channels during our lives and mention it and throw their names out there. So Embarkation Nation will be one of them, because they came through in the clutch for us yesterday.
Yes, big time.
No Pants Profit says, talk about the hidden fees. Were there hidden fees on this cruise?
Okay, so they are in very, very small print. However, there are 2 charges that you will get hit on when you disembark this cruise. One of them being a tip charge, a service fee. That is what the tips are. 2, and okay. I think that's $12 or $14 a day, something like that.
Okay, so, gratuities.
And then there was also a fuel surcharge, which a lot of people were up in arms about. But again, it was on the website in very tiny print. And it came out to like $50 for both days. So,
really?
Yeah.
So $25, roughly $25 a day?
Yes, correct.
Really?
Yeah. Roughly about $12.50 for all of those. So it was like $12.50 a day because I was on for 2 days.
Got you. Okay. It's a cruise life. Welcome in, my friend. Yep. Yeah, no pants. No Pants Profits talking about the fuel charge.
Yeah.
I see, and I wasn't aware of that. I haven't really looked into it a lot. I saw a couple of fees. I saw it was like $89 fee. I'm like, man, that's not a bad price.
They're running all different promos now to get everybody on. So
yeah. Nick Frigo wants to know how the hospitality was versus Carnival.
Honestly, tell you the truth, they were as hospitable as Carnival. I mean, probably even more. I mean, you have to understand, in the world that they are in, yes, they do work on a cruise line. However, they see so many different faces every day and every 2 days versus somebody who is on a 5-day, or even my buddy that's right now on a 7-day cruise. You can establish relationships with guests. You get to know their names. You get to be more personable. You don't really get that on this 2-day cruise. However, I did. I really did. They knew a lot of passengers' names. They were attentive. They were smiling. There was nothing, honestly, as far as hospitality to complain about on Margaritaville at the Sea for myself. So.
And again, some of the videos I've looked at, and they seem friendly. I mean, again, it is what it is. An older ship, a smaller staff probably, but again, they seem attentive. Sure. Will G wants to know, was the ship full? How did it go from the first day to the second day? How did it change?
It changed a little bit, but not much. Honestly, it stayed full both days, and surprisingly enough, there were kids all the way from infants all the way to 80 plus on this ship. And I honestly thought it would be a lot of parrot heads and Margaritaville lovers and Jimmy Buffett lovers, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. What
No Pants wanted to know, like, all inclusive cost, or the final cost. Like what was your, when you looked at the fare online, what was that fare, and then what did you actually wind up paying?
And now for this, we are not going to include flying or traveling, because
No.
this is going to be different for everybody. And if you live in Florida, this could be way cheaper than what it was for me. Okay, so we're just going to talk about what the cruise cost all in, included as far as drinks goes. So it was about $200 per person. Me and another roommate were sailing. It did change for me. There was a $25 change fee, no matter what, to change the guest's name on my sailing. And I did not pay for any food on board. The food was really good, to be honest with you. The buffet was decent. It was what you would expect on a cruise buffet. And I paid $200. It was $85 before if you book the drink package, just the regular boat drinks package, which included any drink, 10 drinks, under $12. I also booked the premium drink package for $107 before the cruise, which included any drinks, 10 drinks, but any cost, it didn't matter.
Yeah, Discover by Bahamas, most people do a few days booked with affiliated hotels. You can book that on their website. And if you want to sail one way and stay independent of the resorts, you must call.
Yep. And then we paid $99 for that faster to chill. So roughly, give or take, splitting it up, it was about $350 all in for the 2 days. Of course, now there's a BOGO.
Right. And see, again, that seems a little high for Margaritaville 2-day cruise. But it is a cruise, so they're normally not going to give it to you for free.
Correct.
The Mustard Drill said, from a crew point of view, I found it to be the same as the other line, just shorter. Yeah, yep. I mean, they still are in business. They're, yep. Margaritaville. They know the hospitality. They know how to treat people. So I would assume you'll be treated right.
And I will say about the drink package too, it actually didn't matter whether I got the drink for my roommate or my roommate got the drink for me. It was 10 drinks off of here, and then it told you denied.
and then you just pay for your whatever drinks you want, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Which were actually reasonably priced. The beers were about $7 or $8. The mixed drinks were probably about $10, $12. And then these, which I'll show you here, which either costed you 2 drink tickets off your little package. This wonderful Margaritaville plastic, was not plastic, but plastic double shot margarita in any flavor you would like. So thought I'd show that to you guys too.
One of your lives you had where, I mean, margaritas were like $12 to $14, which didn't seem like a bad price.
Oh.
And everybody, I'd like to welcome everybody in who's just all coming in. I mean, we're here talking to Scott from Controversial Cruising about his trip to Margaritaville at sea. The name of the ship was Paradise, right?
Paradise, yep.
Paradise. And that's what we're talking about. If you guys are just coming in, if you don't mind hitting the like button, please do that for both channels. I believe, Scott, are you co-streaming this out?
I am, correct.
Okay. So, go to both channels and hit the like button if you don't mind. It helps with the algorithm. We would really appreciate it.
Yes. I will also say, too, just one other tip, since we are talking about the drink package and drinks, and we're on that subject. I would say if you are a beer drinker, and here is like a super tip for all the beer drinkers, right? It doesn't really matter, mostly domestics, right? They will offer you a special promo when you get on the boat, which is a buy 4, get 1 free, like Corona, Bud Light, Budweiser, Miller Lite, that kind of thing. And it will be, I think, $35 for the bucket, which actually equates to less than the drink package was before you got on the cruise. So if you're only going to drink beers or Trulies or something like that, just do the bucket special.
And that's what again, if you're a beer drinker, I don't know if I would even get the drink package because it's not worth it. It's for the mixed drinkers, or for me, you know, like if you had like the high end liquor.
Yeah.
Well, Discovered by Bahamas, we're working hard to help promote the people of Grand Bahama Island. How was your time on the island? I really hope it was great. So how was your time on the island?
So I have been to Freeport quite a lot. This was kind of, for me, one of those in between. So basically all I did was I just got off the ship. I walked around that little port area, which there's not really too much there, but I got out there. I supported some of the local vendors out there. I bought some different merchandise. I actually bought this shirt right here. I bought this shirt, which once I release my vlogs, you will see one day that I wore this actually completely backwards and nobody told me. So
good job, Scott.
But it was really good. It was really good. I had a little local drink there. I think there was a little bar off to the side called Mike's, and we just hung out. So it was really good.
Well, and my understanding is they're supposed to be spending quite a bit of money down there in Freeport to build that port up.
Yes.
You know, it seems like everything was in Nassau, and now they're going to start spending some money in Freeport to build it up. So, you know, if you do go down there, just make sure you spend some time down there also, and it's going to be built up, and another port that you can really enjoy.
Yes.
Cruise vet wanted to know, do they have an adult area on the ship, like the Serenity or Solarium?
Good question. So they don't, actually. They have two smaller pools, which normally the pool in the front hosts a lot of the kids, and then the one in the back hosts, I guess, less kids down by the 12-volt bar. There isn't necessarily a adults only, unless we're talking about the Hemisphere nightclub all the way up on deck 14, which would be the nightclub after 11 o'clock. So.
Embarkation Nation want to know, those blended drinks are good. Can you bring your own blender cup and they still do the extra shots like they do at the resort and restaurant?
I don't think there is a Margaritaville yet down in Freeport. Yeah, I did see a building that, I mean, I could definitely see it being a Margaritaville. There wasn't anything there. It was a building, a two-story building, and I could imagine them building a Margaritaville on land there. So if you were staying on the 2-day cruise, you can kind of connect it and get off, and like Embarkation Nation said, fill up your blender cup from land to sea.
Will G wants to know, did they have any IPAs?
Oh, yes, they did have. They had some IPAs. Which one did I have? I forget which IPA I had, but I had a few IPAs the first night that were actually really good on the ship. So. Okay,
so well, Scott, we're gonna. Let me read this last comment from Discovered by Bahamas. Yes, this is a hurdle since there is little to do in the port. We have launched a website specifically for Grand Bahama Island that shows almost all the experiences at great prices. Thanks for airing. Well, we will do our best here, Discover at Bahamas, and thank you for coming over and visiting the channel.
And I will say, too, I was actually in the Margaritaville at Sea chat today, just kind of answering some questions in there. And I actually found a lovely lady that would just be like to call MP. But MP, she actually went on the Rose, I think Carla Rose tours, and she said she was personable. She's felt safe. They took a tour of the island in like 2 or 3 hours. They came back, they had lunch, and she said, if you are going and you want something to do for 2 or 3 hours and getting off the ship, Carla Rose Tours is the way to go.
Rose Tours.
Carla Rose Tours, yes. So.
Okay. And Cruise Vet wants to know about the casino. Small or large, table games and slots? Is it smoking or non?
All great questions. All great questions. The casino was, I would say, small to medium. There were more slot machines than anything else in the casino. There were some card games like blackjack, 3-card poker. There was even a small, I don't think it was tournament, but a small cash game for Texas Hold'em. So there was a Texas Hold'em game there. Let's see, what else was there? There was roulette, not digital roulette. There was actually a dealers there doing roulette and a craps table. So
sweet. And I'm a gambler too, so that is a good question.
And also it was non-smoking, so you could not smoke inside Margaritaville at all. And they do have, well, some sort of kind of like rewards program, because if you were over the age of 21, you can gamble. You can sign up for their little card, just like Carnival. However, it is a different card than your room key. Unlike Carnival, it is the same card as your room key. So you do have to go up to another kiosk, sign up, bring your license down, not your room key, bring your license down to sign up for their rewards program, which is just another plastic card.
So here's the real question. What's your overall take of it? Is it worth it? Would you do it? Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it for somebody looking to get away in the Florida area or somewhere very close that doesn't have to travel as far as I did, or using it as a back-to-back like I would do. I would go back and I would do a back-to-back or a back-to-back-to-back, which is 3 cruises, or a glass. No, not a side-by-side, back-to-back. Or get off, take some friends with me, experience the first day on the cruise, get off, stay with them in Freeport, show them around Freeport, and then get back on and then sail back and fly back with them. So that's how I would do it. Would I go on it again? Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's, you know what, and that sounds interesting to do that. You know, maybe go down there, maybe stay at, you know, one of the affiliated hotels down there for a couple of days and then get away back. And it's, as I said, it's cheaper than flying. Right. Journals of Awakening, and welcome in. Appreciate you being here, my friend.
Thanks for coming in.
Good,
overall,
good.
I would say it was worth it. It isn't worth it to do it by itself. So it's an add-along cruise. It's a cruise that you're using as a ferry, or if you're really desperate like me, you fly all the way across the country and take a 2-day cruise. Because I am going on the Luminosa soon. So something to do before then.
Well, again, Luminosa. Now you're. I was just I guess I was expecting more, and it didn't. You know, it kind of let me down. Whereas with Margaritaville, I'm not really expecting much. I mean, we're talking a ship as old as the Elation and Paradise, and are those the only 2? Those might be the only 2. Dream is not that old. It's like the fantasy class. So they weren't a lot of the ships like that, but again, I can enjoy myself on any cruise ship. It's just it doesn't have the amenities as the newer ships,
right?
But again, it takes me to someplace warm with a beach. I'm good. They have how was the pool area? Because you showed the pool area. It looked small, but it didn't look crowded. How was the pool area?
The pool area was small. There were 2 square pools, which you can definitely see how it was a Costa cruise layout way before it was Bahamas Paradise, because there's one in the middle and then there's one out towards the back, and they're both the same size. But if you look at a lot of those older European style cruises, that's kind of how they are. So I think they should just kind of make it either one or just make the pools bigger, but they were kind of small, but not too crowded. Just the first one with kids. So
were there a lot of kids on the ship for just 2 days? I would imagine it wouldn't be too many kids. There were a lot of kids?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
I would say about 1/5 were
kids.
Kids. Yep.
Were they bad kids and bothering everybody, or pretty well behaved?
No, I think they were just kids. They were just kids on summer vacation, you know, just doing whatever their parents wanted them to do and just enjoying running around the cruise ship. I mean, they weren't rude, or I didn't find anyone that, you know, ran into me or threw anything at me. So, you know.
What more can you ask?
Yeah, it was fine.
Mona, Sifting Some Soil came in. Thanks for coming in. Yep. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna meet Mona on the booze cruise in October. Her and Felicia F.R. Humphrey. They're going to be on there, so I can't wait to meet them.
Nice. You know, and I know I was listening to your live too about you know, traveling with kids and things like that, and it's just, you know, like Scott's here said in the mustard drill, he said because it's summer, and you know, it is, and I knew that going in. So, you know, if I went with, you know, oh my God, these kids are, you know, stressing me out. You know, I'm spending half my vacation stressed out. I'm not gonna do
Right.
that.
Well, embarkation want to know, do you know if they had a kids club on there? So if they, brought Chloe along, 2 kids clubs? Wow.
2 kids clubs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good.
One for I want, or maybe 2 kids areas. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I believed one was a younger, like infant to like 3, and then the other one, or infant to like 4, and then the other one was like 5 to like teens or something. I don't know. Don't quote me.
Mustard Drill, he stated that he went in December and no kids.
Yeah, I could see it.
Together we travel. Will, welcome in, my friend. Same with you, Eric.
The second day, because it's most of those kids got off. There was some that got on, but not as
okay. Many. Exploring with Eric, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Exploring with Eric, do you think you would be able to stay on the ship if they ever did longer cruises? If they ever did longer, I'm assuming if you ever did longer cruises, would you mind staying on the ship? So let's say they started doing a 7-day cruise. Do you think you would still be on the ship?
I would do a 5-day cruise on there. I would do a 5-day cruise, honestly. And it was fun. I thought while I was there to apply for the cruise director, assistant cruise director, or the entertainment staff, because honestly, they were having a great time and they were getting everybody up. So it was fun. It was fun. But I would stay, yes. If it was longer, I would.
And again, people, a cruise is what you make it. No matter what cruise ship you're on. I've been on over 40 and never had a bad cruise, because I'm not going to let myself have a bad cruise. And if you want to go in there with an attitude and want to argue and complain about everything, and you're going to have a bad cruise.
That's right. Very true.
I think Embarkation Nation, they're glad they had the kids clubs, because they have Chloe, and it gives them something to do. Drop Chloe off, maybe go to a casino, have a couple of drinks, and enjoy themselves.
Yep, and maybe hook it up with something like Disney on the way back. Not like a Disney cruise, or maybe Disney cruise, but like Disney World. Which one is over there? Disneyland?
Disney World is in Florida.
Florida
Disney World.
So that'd be maybe an idea. So definitely fun. And now I will also say one other thing. A lot of you people that are in the comments here know that I do have a best friend that works on Carnival. So he was fortunate enough to actually link me up with one of his old friends now that is the assistant bar manager for Margaritaville at Sea. So I wasn't with him the first day, yeah. And I was taken care of, let's just say. But
I need to meet him. Next time you go, let me know.
Yeah. So I know in the future, as this thing grows, Bill, I know we had maybe talked about a group cruise, but hoping that you guys can all meet my best friend, because he is just amazing. He's brought me through so many experiences. I can't wait till Bill can meet him. And he is just amazing. And there are so many other people, even that work in the cruise community, that are in the cruise community, that know each other. And all it was a text message, a link up. He sent me a picture, and I saw him walk by the first time. I said, "Oh, excuse me, is your name Saeed?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I think you know my friend." He said, "Who's your friend?" Told him. He said, "Oh yeah, we started Carnival together." I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Hi, how are you?" And it's just amazing how things just interconnect.
So that's a thumbs up for you as far as Margaritaville, though. You would go on it, taking away the cost of flying down and all that. Because Mustard Drill says, "I loved it and can't wait to go sail Margaritaville at Sea again." And I'm like that. I really want to do it. And again, I know most people talk about it, and I saw all the negative videos. And again, you want operating equipment, but you showed some of the chairs they said were broken and things like that. And for me, I guess I could overlook things like that. I'm hoping they get their act together. If I sailed on them a lot and that's all they had, well, then hey, you need to do better. But I wouldn't let that ruin my cruise.
There was no broken chairs.
Well, okay, I'm going to touch on one subject before we start getting ready to head on to our next topic. But
okay.
A couple of videos I saw, they said there was a smell, an odor, like a sewer smell. Did you have any problems with that on the ship?
Okay, so I would say maybe for an hour, 2 or 3 hours after we got on, in the back of the ship, there was, what kind of smell? It was kind of like dusty, musty, old cruise ship. So it was like if you opened a cruise ship closet that has been sitting for 30 years. And maybe this was just because they were running the engine or they were getting something ready to go. But that was the only smell. I didn't smell the poo-poo or the pee-pee or any of that in the cruise or on the cruise or in my room. So,
Cruiseman said he'd like to try it if he's down there and coming off another cruise.
Yeah.
The only thing is you're going to catch that Bright Line train, which is not a bad way to go. But if you're in Miami or Fort Lauderdale area, you just shoot on up there. I don't think that would be bad.
And you want to know what was really, really impressive to me that I don't think anybody asked in the chat, but I'm going to let you guys know because it was probably one of my favorite things about the ship, the entertainment. The entertainment was phenomenal.
Talk to us about the entertainment because I'm curious. I from what I saw, I didn't really think too much about the entertainment. Go ahead and tell us about the entertainment.
Yeah. So I will be putting out a day 1 vlog, a day 2 vlog, a Freeport vlog, a bus vlog, the Bright Line vlog, and then so you guys will see all of this as far as what I'm talking about encapsulating. But the first night we did karaoke. That was fun. Everybody was engaged. The assistant cruise director came around. He was signing everybody up on an iPad. They were trying to get me to sing. I did not sing. My roommate Brady.
Come on.
He did sing. He sang Margaritaville, and it was really good. I didn't post it anywhere because it was a branded song, so I didn't post it anywhere. But we were having fun. It was great. After that, there was some dueling pianos. We listened to some dueling pianos, so that was kind of cool and fun. There was 2 piano players kind of going back at each other, and some dueling pianoing thing. It was really fun. The second night, I missed actually the production show the first night, which I wish I didn't. But the second night, I went to what was it called? It was some kind of 80s something or whatever, but it was phenomenal. It took you through like newer songs all the way through the 80s. They were coming out in the crowd. They were like dancing with people and like, I was in shock. I was in shock.
And and that's the first time I've heard of that. I'm looking at the mustard drill. He's down here. I agree. The entertainment was astonishing. Well done for a cheap 2-day cruise. That's good to hear. I mean, what more would you want from a cruise at that price?
Right.
Again, if I'm spending $900 for a cruise, I forget. Oh my goodness. Let's say I'm spending $1,200 to go on Utopia of the Sea for 3 days. Well, if I'm spending $300 to go down here, I don't expect the same experience.
Right.
But for me, give me some chairs poolside and a little pool, and go to a nice little port someplace. I'm good.
Yeah. I didn't get to do everything. I wish I would have been on a back-to-back so I could go to the Caribbean Heat Show, which I missed the first night, which is like the best show. I don't remember what I was doing the first night, but
drinking. You had videos. You were live. Every time I saw you had a drink in your hand, Scott. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It was fun.
I didn't mean to let you
fun. That's the one thing. Jimmy knows how to make some strong drinks. So, we'll say that.
Especially margaritas.
Yes. And I just didn't have enough time to do everything. Even though it was a smaller ship, I was able to walk it in 5 to 7 minutes. It was too short to do everything even on that small ship. So
yeah.
But it was phenomenal. The
Good.
Entertainment was probably some of the best I would compare to a carnival. And probably even better.
I would compare again. I would compare it to the ship size, kind of like the Paradise and Elation.
Yeah.
Which again, I've been on both of those, and I thoroughly enjoyed them.
I do too.
Back when I was on Paradise, and Eddie Lugo is having a group cruise on next year, booze cruise on the Paradise.
I can't wait.
Lele was the cruise director. I really loved her as a cruise director, and I really had a great time. That was one of my favorite cruises. Not in top 10. I'm not going to get carried away. It wasn't like top 3, but top 10.
Top 10, yeah, for sure.
But you want to go ahead onto the next topic? Let's see.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Embarkation day mistakes.
Embarkation day mistakes. And if anybody else has any other questions that pop up about Margaritaville at the Sea, I will definitely try to answer them before the end of the show. But the 3 embarkation cruise mistakes. Bill, what are your 3 embarkation cruise day mistakes?
Well, mine is, and again, mine was the biggest mistake that you can make while cruising is coming in the day of. And for me, I mean, that's just like the biggest no-no, the biggest no-no. The next one is, and I understand why people do it. I've never done it, but you have, all your bags and you bring them on the ship with you.
Yep.
For me, I just check them. And yes, I may not get my bags until whenever. If I want to change clothes, I go ahead and put it in my backpack and take that on with me. But I see so many people on the first day dragging around their luggage. I mean, you're at sail away. I mean, go enjoy the sail away, not fighting on the elevator to try to get your luggage up there. And then the third one is waiting to do your muster drill.
Ooh.
And I mean, for me, as soon as I get on the ship, the first person I see from Carnival or whatever ship I'm on, I mean, again, I haven't really been on a lot of ships other than the Carnival. Where's my muster station at? It's this way. I head that way and get it done. And now I'm truly on vacation. I have no more obligations. And those are my mistakes. Scott, how about yourself?
Those are good. And now let me echo on that. And why would you say, I think that the first was probably the most important as far as flying in the same day. Why would you urge against flying in the same day unless you didn't have to? Well,
especially, Elma, let me say hi. Bamanola, welcome in. I see you down there sneaking in, Billy. I don't like when I'm going on vacation, I don't like pressure. And dealing with the airlines and are the planes delayed? Are the planes canceled and things like that? I don't want to sweat that. I don't want to worry about that. So I don't go like a day early. And when I say a day early, it's like if the cruise is leaving out Saturday, Friday morning, I'm leaving out the house. So if it's a delay, there's no pressure on me. I see a lot of people and they're just, by the time they get to the cruise ship, they're totally stressed out. And then they get to the, because they're late or whatever, getting to the port, didn't get there at their slotted time. Now they're standing in line and they're before the cruise even starts, they're all stressed out. And your first day is just shot. You come on the ship mad at the world.
Yep. So true. So true. And that's actually going to echo right into my first one as far as online checking goes. So depending on what your status is on the ship that you're going to be sailing on, right, there are different rules as far as when you can check in. Some of them, I mean, I don't think there's any more like this anymore. That's a free-for-all where you can just go. However, all of these cruise companies have a way where you can check in online depending on what your loyalty status is. And that is important because when you get to port and you're staying in the hotel, I know you're so excited to get to the port, right? You want to be the first one there. You want to be the first one on the ship, right? Well, take that time to recognize when you can check in for the earliest time that you can check in if you would like to, so you can get on and enjoy when you get on instead of getting there and them telling you, well, you only have 3:30 available and it's 10:45.
Right. See
the seat here? Have fun. So that's number one for me. Number two, since I just bought it, I have never experienced anything like a faster to chill. Now, this will be a little kind of just for Margaritaville at the Sea, but I would say looking into those packages where priority boarding, let's say faster to the fun for Carnival, looking into these packages, and if it's something that you can really use and something that your family is really going to benefit from. So faster to the fun, or I'm sorry, license to chill, right? That got us 2 Wi-Fi packages, which again, you guys saw the Wi-Fi. So it got us 2 Wi-Fi packages. It got us priority boarding and priority deboarding, disembarkation. It got us priority seating at all of the entertainment. So I was able to basically sit right on the floor. And when you sat there, they took the seat that said reserved. And what else? Oh, it also got us priority seating at the Finn's dining room.
Okay.
I didn't have to wait. I just got sat down.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was worth it for the $50 if you're going, you know, if you're going by yourself. I mean, I still think it's worth it. I think standing in all those lines is what causes people, like Bill said, to get on that cruise very mad when they have to stand in the line for, you know, 2 or 3 hours because they showed up at noon when everybody else showed up and wanted to get on the ship.
Right.
You know? So I would say just take a look into those kind of priority things, you know. And then as far as traveling goes, for me, I am one who always travels to and from. And now I would just say on this is more of like a embarkation, but also traveling 101 too. Just be mindful and look at what your flight and your traveling expenses, because a lot of those things add up really quick and we don't understand. And I flew Frontier back. I thought I could bring in a personal bag. Again, with all of the mugs and all of my clothes stuffed in my bag, it then became a carry-on bag, so I had to pay like $75 for a backpack. So it's just one of those things to be mindful of. I also knew flying back Frontier was a big risk itself, but again, for people that are first-time flyers or first-time cruisers or going out there, just be mindful of the things that can add up as far as traveling goes on your first day to the cruise port. So
I see Scott down here from the Mustard Drill says, I am firmly against purchasing priority boarding, and again, I'm torn with that. I have priority boarding with Carnival, and you know I've spent many a cruises earning that right to board early. You know, I know people, he thinks he's better than no, but I have given Carnival quite a bit of money, and that was one of the perks. Hey, you get to check in a couple of days early, and you can board early.
Yeah.
When you start offering, hey, and I don't know if Carnival, I don't know what it includes in Carnival, but like, you know, if it's, let's say it's $50 a person, I don't know what it is. And even though I spent thousands and thousands of dollars to get on board, for $50, you can have the same boarding that I have. And that's, I think that's what Scott, I don't care personally because they limit the number of people that can do it. So I've never had a problem with like it's being crowded, but I can understand probably why he said something right down here. In my opinion, it should be earned, not purchased. Yeah. And again, and that's what I was just referring to was you got people who spent a lot of money with this company, and that was one of the perks. So are you going to offer that perk to just anybody? That would be like offering me, like, if say suites, like on Royal, I think they have like a, suites only dining room or something.
Okay.
Well, if I pay $50, can I get in there with everybody else who spent thousands of dollars on a suite and I got an interior room? I mean, again,
it's a good point and another perspective, that I didn't really think about that way, Scott. So it's a good point. It's a good point.
I think it comes in handy with like families, and again, and like I said, I'm not against it. I just see the other side of it too.
Right.
Like if you have families and kids, you don't want kids. Like if you have young kids, stand in line for 3 hours.
Right.
So if you can get on a little bit faster for a couple of extra dollars, knock yourself out. I mean, that would be my thing.
And there's no loyalty on Margaritaville or the Seas, so it doesn't matter how often you cruise with them. I will say some things as far as that goes is more of like a nickel and dime. So it doesn't matter what your status is. You can buy that license to chill. So there isn't anybody that you're kind of, stepping over. But that is definitely a good point.
Cruise vet, I'm for purchasing priority. Not everything, but expedited boarding, tendering. Well, that's all the expedited priority boarding is. You just named it. The boarding. Well, I'm sorry. When you get off the ship, the disembarkation boarding also, but again, that's all it is. I mean, well, the Festa Chill was a little bit different than Carnival, but they basically whatever they paid on Carnival, they really had the same boarding as I did, and priority with the tenders and all that other stuff. But it's again, and I've never seen a problem with it because it's a limited number, and to me it's never been a problem.
And it's a way for the crews to make more money.
It is.
Let's just be frank, really, So.
And cruise vessels, as long as it's not taken away from anybody, and which you're not. But again, you do make it more crowded when you start offering to anybody and they can all buy it. That perk that I have now, I'm just using a random number. Let's say there's 50 diamonds on the ship, but you offer it to another 25. Well, you just increase the line for whatever by 50%.
You did.
So is it fair? And again, never had a problem with it. You would never hear me complain about it either. But I understand both sides of the argument.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, my.
As far as loyalty status goes, into kind of segueing into our next segment here, that comes with a kind of perk also that is certain to the cruise that you book, but also certain to the loyalty that you have with a cruise company, right? And that's onboard credit.
I've come across most of my onboard credit came from like the casino. So the casino gives, hey, you gambling degenerate, here you go. Here's a couple of dollars and buy yourself a drink and just make sure you come to the casino. But yeah, your onboard credit. Scott? What do you spend it on?
So for me, I spend it on the drink package. I put it towards the drink package usually, and then I will pay less for the drink package. Otherwise, sometimes I put it towards the gratuities too. If it is a shorter cruise and it's not a drink package like a Luminosa drink package that's almost $500 or $450 or something, I'll use my onboard credit, which I do have for this upcoming Luminosa, $100 off the tab and less that I have to pay. That's
when I get mine, and usually, as I said, it's through a casino offer on Carnival, and the offer includes free drinks in the casino. So I don't spend any of the money on any of my onboard credit for drinks. Usually, I'll do it like for Wi-Fi, paying gratuities, and they actually let you gamble it in the casino. So it's like, I might take a little bit off the gamble in the casino with it.
Okay.
I don't really want you to do that or not, but that's what I use mine for.
So if you want to drink, you'll go down to the casino and you'll play and you'll get
a lot of times, not all the time. Sometimes, if let's say I got a drink at the casino, went to the show, finished my drink up. Well, I'm not going to walk back to the casino, wait 20 minutes for drink service. I'll go ahead and buy a drink,
right? And
that can come off off of that too. But normally, I get enough to drink in the casino that I don't worry about drinking outside the casino.
That's good. That's awesome. I don't have that perk yet. So,
well, you gamble. Anybody can get that perk. Gamble, you can get it. And no, I don't think you should get the same rate that I get. I give them too much money in the casino. Even though I've cut down my gambling quite a bit. So, but again, the gamblers, there's gamblers that get like these free rooms and balconies. They earned it, and I don't expect to get that.
Right. Understandable, though. Understandable. And so, I think one of the last things, if we want to try this little giveaway here, I actually bought this here on the Margaritaville at Seas, and it can open any type of bottle. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, non-alcoholic. But I don't know, Bill. Do we want to try to do this this quiz here?
I want to go to Back in the Day with Bill segment.
Oh. Let's go to the back.
Real quick. Cruise Nuts, welcome in.
That's right. I forgot it was cut off here. That back in the. I don't have my soundboard, so you get the corny.
No,
back in the day with Bill W. But the back in the day.
When I saw, and the reason I brought it up, I saw that question, and it was like, that's a good question.
It is.
And what's the question, Scott?
So the back in the day with Bill W. question is, what decade brought the best cruising in your opinion, and why?
And what I loved about this question was, I've been cruising since 1990. 90, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. We're talking 4 decades. And I really do believe the best time for cruising is like right now with the ships that they're building now. I really loved it in the 90s also, because that was back in the day before they started building up these ports, and everybody tried to get every penny out of you that they could, and being, you know, hassled about buying this, buying that, and here pay for this chair, or take this picture over here. Back in the 90s, you didn't have that problem. You went to a port, you went there and enjoyed the port, and you left. That was it. So that it was a good time to cruise. But with the new ships that they have now, cruising to me is like the best form of vacation that's out there. And when I saw that question, I was like, man, that's a good question. So now I think people now, you're in a golden age of cruising. Okay, I'm done with that. That was thanks for the question.
Wait, no, I mean, so wait, I really want to echo on that. And honestly, I don't want to sound like a broken record. I am going to say it in a much different way. However, ironically enough, Bill and myself have been through the same 4 generations of cruising, because I started in the 90s too as a young baby. It was a family vacation every year for me. So that's how I was so fortunate to go on as many cruises as I have gone on now. But I believe what Bill is saying is absolutely and 110% correct, because the 2023 cruise market can cater to anybody, right? And I echo and I say this all the time, because this is the most popular cruise question I get, right? What is the best cruise for me, right? And now they have made it so easy to go out and pick a cruise line or a cruise ship, not a cruise line, a cruise ship that is going to be catered to you. If you have kids, do you want a water slide? Do you like entertainment? Are you a foodie? Do you like short cruises? Do you like old ships? Do you just want a toe dipper cruise like a Margaritaville at sea? There's so many things out there. Or like our friend over at Clock Family Adventures, where he likes big ships and he cannot lie, right? If he likes to go on bigger ships, there are ships for him. There's ships for everybody out there. So I really love the cruise market now, because it caters to families, solo cruisers, older cruisers, younger cruisers, everybody. It really does. And you just have to do your due diligence, ask the questions, link up with the right people, and, you know, find out the information, because there's so many cruise ships out there. And the 90s were awesome too. So,
but I mean, again, it's now or the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The 80s and 2000s, I mean, it was like it was just a carbon copy of all the ships were alike. It was like a carbon copy. It's those 2 decades for me that I really enjoyed. Hey, Famous, welcome in.
I mean, I remember in the well, let's just say the later 90s for me, when I was cruising with my aunt and my mom and my dad, when I was able to cruise with them. Still talking about cruising with them, but now it's just harder, right? They're older. I'm here across the country. They're over in North Carolina. So it makes it so much harder. But I just remember in the late 90s, you know, partying with them and going to the midnight buffet, you know, going down in my pajamas into the dance party.
Right. The midnight buffet was great.
It was,
with the ice sculptures and all that. It was great.
So cool. So cool. Such an experience. It's just so crazy. Miss it. But
I do.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, now what were we saying about this can opener, this bottle opener?
I got this long opener, and we can see it here. It is Margaritaville at sea. I have composed a little quiz here. There's 8 questions, and now I will give everybody time here. It's going to be on your cell phones, so take out your cell phones. You'll be able to click a link here. Hopefully, I'll be able to post it in the chat here, and we'll see who pops on. And then if this doesn't work, we're just going to give it away randomly. But let's see here. Presentation. Let's see if that works. You guys should get a... I don't know if I want to press presentate on my side, Bill, but...
Well, you have to... if you want to show it on the screen, you have to present it to me, and then I'll put it on the screen. Not necessarily that link, but the game itself.
I don't know if I can share it, though. I think I can only share it with this link that I'll drop to you in the private, but it's the same one that I dropped in the comments here. So let's see. It gives people a way to... Somebody tell me if it works. That's what I want to know. Somebody tell me if it works first. because I dropped the.
Well, if you present it, I can share it on this screen that we have. Can they use the screen that we have?
I think so. I mean, that's how we're going to see it as we go through the questions. There's 8 questions, so let's see if it. Let's see.
Oh, so they have to kind of like register on this in this other one.
Correct. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Let me see something real quick.
Yeah, I dropped it in the chat too. So let me know if it works. Try to hop over and.
Oh, okay, because I hit that link and it's telling me to sign up.
Oh.
So do they have to sign up for it?
I think so. I think they should just be able to.
Well, I hit log in. Hold on, let me. I guess you can log in with Google, Facebook, or Microsoft.
Menti.com. Let me just try this. MENTI.com. Menti.com. And then 45 5 40 7464 7464. Oh, somebody tell me if that works. Try it here on my end. Looks like. And again, if it doesn't work, then we're just gonna give it away. Menti.com. Okay, let's see what it comes up here. Oh yeah. Hey, this says please enter code. Okay, so we got 4540 7464. Sweet. Worked on my side. I think so, Clock. Maybe it's just Menti.com is how I got on. Menti.com. 45. Oh. Nice. Nice.
There's only one player ready.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just Cody, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, yes.
Scrolls Nest, if I didn't say hello, welcome in.
We can stop the screen share. I'm gonna stop it here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna find out a way to give it away in my comments in one of my upcoming videos here too as well.
I am. They probably would have to come to my live. I have the giveaway tool. Well, matter of fact, no, since I'm sponsoring the live, I have to do it because I hooked it up to the live.
Yeah.
But if they go to my channel, hold on, let me look at this giveaway tool. Okay. People, you probably have to come to my channel. I don't know if it'll work if you type it in
that's why we tried it at the end clock.
If you type in hashtag cruise, and I am going to share this screen out.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Type in hashtag cruise in my link. You can try it in Scott's link, but if you type it in my link, we're going to give it a couple of minutes and let everybody try to get over to my chat, or you can try it in Scott's chat to see whether or not it works. Right now, I'm looking at 2 entries. Hashtag cruise, 4 entries. We're looking at 4 entries.
Definitely easier way. I didn't think about the combined lives and how. Yeah, so that wasn't really thought out. Not a
well. I mean, we'll work on that as far as.
Tech will get better, I promise.
Yeah, we all learn. There's probably about 5. Looks like about 5 entries. So we'll give a couple of minutes. Scott, any other plans coming up? Any other? When can we expect the first video?
The first video will be out either probably tomorrow. So if you see a premiere tonight, then you know that I got on my Margaritaville of the Seahorse, and we're good. Otherwise, if you don't see a premiere, then it will definitely just pop up tomorrow, probably like the 11 o'clock PST AM hour. So it'd probably be a room tour, day 1 vlog. I have to see how much editing I have to do on both of them and how much branded music I have to take out, voiceovers I have to do.
So yeah,
I'm excited to do all of it.
I'm still going to wait just a few more minutes.
Yeah, fine.
To give people a chance. It looks like we have 6 entries. 6 entries for that beautiful can opener. I always say can opener. Bottle opener.
Bottle opener. I can't wait to go on this Luminosa too. I know that's like a tease, but I can't wait to go on that ship just to, see my buddy and hang out there for, just a few days. So.
And when are you going on that? Was that August?
The end of August. Yes.
End of August. Okay. Again, you'll appreciate the ship, but you'll see. When you hear me talking about it, it's like just like an older ship. But again, it's still functional, and they have a heated pool. If you're going to Alaska, it's a heated pool, so you can go in the back. And on those days, it's about 60 degrees. Don't worry, because out in the back, not many people are out there. You can go swimming still.
I love older ships.
I don't mind them. I like the newer ships because there's so much to see. But again, I don't mind older ships.
Great for me. And any ship, honestly, that I get to connect and have my buddy on, it's always a good cruise because he knows
right.
Cool places at ports and introduce.
Looks like we're up to 8 people. So we'll give about another minute before we go ahead and get this out of here, because we're gonna go ahead and get over. We're over probably about 7 minutes, so about another minute, and we're gonna do this giveaway.
Not ready for the Utopia, not yet. Almost.
Oh, I can't wait for the Utopia. Again, because it's a new ship. I mean, I'm fascinated by these larger new cruise ships. And
so I could do the back-to-back, because I know it's going to be the same thing like Margarita. I'm going to be like, come back and be like, I wish I should have stayed.
Now that is one of the problems with that Utopia with the 3 and 4 day cruise. It sounds like they have the same itinerary, but again, I don't even know if I would get off the ship.
So much to do.
It's so much to see and do.
Don't need to.
Okay, we've been stuck at 8 for a while, so it looks like only 8 people want it. So
spin the wheel.
We're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel. How about that? Hope my daughter's not in here.
I hope it don't land on me.
Yes! Jess Cody! Congratulations, Jess Cody.
This will be delivered to you. Just find out how to link up with me. Either here, comment in another video. I'll subscribe and we'll get linked up, and I'll get your address and I can send this over to you. So,
do you have, like, on your about page for your YouTube? Do you have like your email or anything?
I believe so. Oh, or if you have Instagram, Just Cody too. I am also Controversial Cruising on Instagram, so you can find me there as well. And we'll get this out to you though, for sure.
Elliot AR Guns, welcome in. We are just getting ready to get out of here, but I do appreciate you stopping in. Just Cody, again, congratulations. We're getting ready to wrap this up. And we do appreciate everybody that came in here. If you don't mind on the way out, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button. We appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channels, please reach out and subscribe to us. We don't bite. We appreciate the company.
We do. And I think we'll be back on our regular time and regular day next week, right, Bill?
Next week, we will be on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
I don't believe we have a topic yet, but we'll find something. We'll come up with something.
For sure. So we hope to see you guys there. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you guys. Also, if you get a chance tomorrow, I'm doing Banter with Bill. No, I'm sorry. Scratch that. Today is Thursday. That's next week. Next Thursday, 4 p.m. I'm thinking today is Wednesday. Scratching nothing. I have nothing coming up tomorrow, people.
That's right. This was Banter with Bill. That was, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Be here. Be square.
That's
Any
right.
last words, Scott?
If anybody has any more Margaritaville at Sea questions or any cruising questions at all, you can find me on all of the social media as well as controversialcruising@gmail.com. So feel free to reach out. Just love to talk cruising, love to answer any of your questions. And again, thanks for stopping by to our show today.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
Same here for me. Warm Strong Adventures. I am on just about every social media platform that's out there. Warm Strong Adventures. And as Scott said, if you have any questions or you want to know anything that you think I might be able to answer, feel free. I love sharing my knowledge with everybody that asks. So
yes.
We will talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.